My name is Akinlayo Okpon. This video is for the review of the book Just Mercy. Just Mercy emphasizes the importance of active resistance to unfair institutions. Brian Stevenson describes the racism, corruption, and cruelty that pervade American court system and led to the systematic abuse of marginalized communities. Despite the power and ability of this problem, Stevenson remains steadfast in the power of resistance and advocacy to change conditions for individuals and for the marginalized group overall. Both of the legal aid organizations that Stevenson had worked for, the Southern prisoners. Stevenson's stories details how legal structure, which are meant to ensure that every Americans are treated fairly, can contribute to the systematic oppression of marginalized groups such as African American, women, the poor, and the disabled, by favoring individuals and groups who are more powerful. The criminal justice system perpetuates a cycle of vulnerability, poverty, and racial inequality in the United States. At the heart of Stevenson's book is the idea that everyone is capable of making mistakes, even terrible mistakes, and that at one point time or another, everyone will need to be granted mercy. Harsh punishment, in Stevenson's eyes, perpetuate violence rather than deter it. For Stevenson, giving and receiving unexpected and undeserved mercy is the only way to break the escalating cycle of violence, punishment, and hatred that characterize the criminal justice system. Stevenson's description of his path to finding purpose in the law emphasized the importance he placed on the practical application of knowledge. For Stevenson, real-life stories of the poor and other racial minorities, and later the real-life story of death row inmates, made the law feel irrelevant to him. This underscores the significance Stevenson placed on humanizing and understanding the people and group impacted by the law. The contrast between how he describes the atmosphere of Advance and of the SPDC illustrates the role of atmosphere and community in the book. Communities create and reinforce values, and they impact the emotional states and goals of their members. Even though Stevenson has not been incarcerated, he relates to them, condemned because he sees them as victims of unfairness. And unfairness is a theme he sees in his own family history. By focusing on the impact of slavery and segregation on his family in order to understand himself, Stevenson implicitly argues for the importance of studying historical forces when trying to make sense of modern events and issues. Just Mercy illustrates how the media influence the knowledge and view of its consumers, thereby shaping the public opinion of criminal justice issues and cases. Stevenson suggests that because of this power, the media can be used either to educate the public about the court system, thereby propelling justice, or to perpetuate injustice through sensationalism. Conclusively, our focus this semester has been on the causes of criminal and violence in America starting from the 20th century on to the following context. Protest and rebellion in the United States in the 1960s, cultural and social perspectives, theories that explain violence within the context of the struggles for justice in the United States, right-wing extremism from the Ku Klux Klan in the order of 1915 to 1988, American Indian resistance and protest, domestic violence of American wars, political and economic terrorism, organized racial violence in the post-World War II South, and the